Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Crest Autosport World Touring Car Challenge. It's me, Don, and Dean Biggles for the JPB team this evening in the commentary booth at a track that has a tricky downhill section in the first sector, a tricky chicane in the last sector, and a middle sector that is very, very tight. Of course, I'm talking about Donington Park. As I said, Dean Biggles with me this evening. Biggles, welcome.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. It's good to have you back. Of course, we have James sometimes, but this time around we changed the combination on the casting booth, so he can't join us. No, James is obviously busy, and you're stuck with the double D's tonight. That's the Dan and the Dean.
Yeah.
And of course, here at Crest Motorsports, and welcome everybody for tuning in. If you are there, say hello in the chat. Obviously, we have to mention all those fantastic sponsors, don't we? The esports sim there, the track racer, the 603 Autosport, major sponsor there, of course, is Apex Tracks, 3D Wrap, digitalmotorsports.com as well as one of the fantastic sponsors, and GP Box. So please make sure you support and our sponsors because they are all related to racing. So at somewhere along the line, that gear is going to help you in your quest to be world champion. Well, yes, exactly, mate. Of course, this is presented by James, JPB Broadcasting. That's our boss man, by the way, isn't he, Dan? So yeah. we do what James tells us to do. Here we go, and this is the track, mate. Donington Park. You want to take us around how that works in this track?
Will do. Donington Park, like I said, a tricky track. You can see the layout on your screen. That's 12 turns, 7 to the right, only 3 to the left. Over the years, it has hosted the World Touring Car Championship race of the UK in 2011, Formula 1 European Grand Prix in 1993, and BTCC since 1993. So, yeah, a track that is well known for its racing categories. On here, of course, the race room costs £4.27. Not a number that I like because I'm autistic, so I don't like the 27, but hey, gotta deal with it.
Yeah, usually aren't they like a 99 or something like that? You just make it easy. Hello in the chat. So, can you pronounce it? It's Alex, right? Alex, it says hello, everybody, from Ukraine. Unfortunately, he's at work today, so he won't be able, but he will be at the next competitors. Good English. That's okay, because trust me, your English is a lot better than my Ukrainian. Hello in the chat as well, too, from Michael David. Yes, g'day, g'day. Well, the Ukrainian team's doing quite well, of course, but we'll go through how the format is this evening, my friend. As you know, qualifying we're going to have soon. 15 minutes of that, which will be set for race 1. 15 minutes, which we'll have on the qualifying results. Then we go immediately back to back to race 2, which is based on race 1, but with the reverse top 12, so that spins it all around, as we always know. And then, of course, a little bit of a pause, and we go to a 20-minute race 3, which is based on race 2 with the reverse top 18. We'll talk about all that too if you get confused, but I think most of the drivers out there are aware. How about those cars, mate? We've seen a lot of them.
Yeah, 6 in total of them. 6 different car brands. Alfa Romeo Giulietta, the Audi RS3, LMS, Cupra Leon Competition, Honda Civic, the Hyundai Elantra, which is a car that I like, and the Link and Co. 03, of course. 2 weeks ago, I told the story about that car pulling out of the WTCR in real life because they couldn't find their way with the tires. They definitely have here in the series, because look at that. Alex Everitt won the last time out in Category 1. Artem Makarov, of course, in that car. He's now, I think, at the moment on top in practice. And Nenad Vladisavljevic in 3rd. Remo Schneider in Category 2 won, Norbert Juhasz in 2nd, and Fabio Gil in 3rd. And George, can you help me with that name, Biggles? That second name?
Jigara?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Give it our best shot.
Yeah, you're asking me. I'm the worst. Go ahead, Dan.
Anastasios Georgiadis was 2nd in Category 3, and Adam Locke was 3rd. Race 2 was a little bit different. Ross Butcher won in Category 1. Alex Everitt got 2nd. Artem Makarov got 3rd in Category 1. Category 2 was won by Alex Ward. Remo Schneider in Category 2 was 2nd, and Fabio Gil 3rd. Then Category 3, Adam Locke wins there. Anastasios Georgiadis in second, and Steven De Greveleer in third. Vlad Tatara won race 3 in category 1. Alex Everitt second. Nenad Vladislavljevic third. Jurgen M. Peterson won in category 2. Paul Hans was second in category 2. And Joamaro Guao Puanusa did my best.
Yes.
in third.
Good.
Steven De Greveleer won in category 3 and Adam Lock in second. And third, Gabriel Lopez.
Hey, excellent. Thank you very much. That's a lot to go through. A lot of really tricky names, but brilliant job. I think he did a little bit better than even what James did. And James was really practicing with Nenad last week, as he'd mentioned. And because Nenad actually sent him a video, of course, on how to pronounce it. So you nailed it perfectly, my friend. So over to those category 1 standings.
Alex Everitt is on top ahead of Vlad Tatara. Like I said, the Lincoln Co cars looking like they have found their groove here in the championship. Artem Makarov in 1 as well. Nenad Vladislavljevic, of course, in the Audi. Geoff Perkins in 5th. 6th, Fraser Rostens. 7th, Ian Deeney. 8th is Neil Crave. 9th, Varga Gabor. And 10th, Victor Gorik. Then we move on to category 2. Remo Schneider leading the way there. Norbert Juhasz in 2nd. Alex Ward in 3rd. Fabio Gil in 4th. 5th is Ricardo Pessoa Santos, but on the same points as Fabio Gil, so they are both in 4th. Rory O'Shea in 6th. 7th, Robert Stoughton. 8th is Elliot House. 9th, Anthony Hobbs. And 10th, Jan Trotsard. Then we move on to category 3. Pedro Santos leading the way there. Steven De Greveleer in 2nd. 3rd, Gabriel Lopez. 4th, Anastasios Georgiadis. 5th, Craig Deakin. 6th, Stephen Labon. 7th, Adam Locke. 8th, Rui Sousa. 9th, Carl Schmidt. And 10th, George something.
GJR, I say, yeah. That's the only one your name you're struggling with, which is a lot better than me. And that's this is also great. You know, you're supposed to always do warm-up exercises, of course, when you're going to be doing professional casting. And I find going through those names, my friend, is probably the best warm-up exercise you could possibly go through. How's those ballasts looking? Once again, Alex stuck with 40 kilos.
Yeah, 40 kilos is quite a lot, but he is the championship leader in category 1, so that's why he has 40 kilograms. Nenad Vladislavljevic in 2nd on 35 kilograms, as is Artem Makarov. 25 kilograms though for Fabio Gil, so quite a big jump down there. Remo Schneider also with 25. Norbert Juhasz with 15. Alex Ward with 10, as is Jurgen M. Peterson. Then, of course, the cars have some ballast as well. The Cupra is seen as the fastest car. That is why it has the most ballast. 5 kilograms for the Cupras. Alfa Romeos have 4 kilograms, 3 kilograms for the Lincoln Co cars, Audi with 2 kilograms, Hyundai with 1 kilogram, and the Honda with
empty.
No ballast.
It's empty.
So I think the drivers in the Honda are looking for a good one.
Reminds me of the Baby Got Back song. Is that an engine in the back of your Honda? Well, speaking of the Honda, look at that. The Honda Privateer team. Right up the top there, but look who is chasing them down, my friend. Very, very close, especially getting close to the end of the championship.
Yeah, Ukrainian club chasing them down. Like you said, very, very close. Less than 100 points in it, which in the team championship, as we know, is not a lot in the closing stages of a championship. In 3rd, we have the Crest Autosport team. The Next Gen Racing Blue is just behind that. And only 14 points behind that is Mulsanne 19. That's the top 5 in the teams. Then, of course, the manufacturer standings. Cupra is in 1st, just ahead, if my maths are correct. That is with 25 points ahead of Alfa Romeo. Lincoln Co in 3rd, Audi in 4th, the Hyundai's in 5th. And you can see there the Hondas, of course, in last place.
That's good. So you were talking to me in the pre-show before about your should be studying your mathematics, my friend. Well, you are actually practicing your mathematics, so that's good this evening. You crunch those numbers quite well, my friend. And that engineering degree will be slapped on your desk anytime soon, hopefully. But so real quickly, sorry, the schedule, of course, because we are in round 8. We've been to Donington Park before, but we've been to a different variation. We add that little extra tricky part corner. I'm not sure the corner name, but that does definitely going to catch some drivers off, won't it?
Yeah, but I do want to talk about the calendar. It is stacked with some good tracks, and if I look at this calendar and we look at the previous races, I cannot see one race that has disappointed, or I cannot see one race coming up that is going to disappoint. Look at the tracks we have coming up after this one. Silverstone once again, and then Brands Hatch, which are two tracks that never disappoint, Biggles.
Of course they don't. And the different variations of the track as well, too. So even though you might have been to these tracks before, you're on a completely different layout. And just as James was saying last week, Silverstone has tons of different variations and layouts. And of course, my favorite, we did discuss this last week as well, too, was your favorite track in the UK. Well, I'm going to ask you the question, and in the chat as well. Your favorite track in the United Kingdom? Mine is the very last one, my friend, round 10, Brands Hatch. What's yours?
I have to say the Norris Ring was my favorite one.
Oh, you got to go in the UK, but you can't be global. I was just saying within the UK. Yeah, otherwise there's plenty of other tracks I could probably quote.
Yeah. Then I'll go with Brands Hatch, the Indy track.
Okay, yeah, I like it because the elevation changes are mad, yeah. and unfortunately Silverstone doesn't have as much of that. And there's plenty of other great tracks. But we'll go down to the practice session at the moment because we still have about 8 minutes and change to go. I'll put the little UK flag up there. And obviously, you know, sad loss today that we heard for the Queen Elizabeth that sadly has passed away today at the age of 96. So she had a very good, she put in some good lap times, put it that way, mate, over those years. Yeah.
Well, like I said to you before the cast, if you would have said to me that the Queen, because I didn't know her age, to be honest, this is very bad for me, but I didn't know her age.
Well, she's not your queen, so it doesn't really matter, right? She's the British queen.
Yeah, but still, I mean, age is something in general that people usually know about a queen or a king. But if you would have told me that she was 96, I would have maybe given her early 80s. So, yeah.
She's a good-looking woman for that age, absolutely. And so she's had to pass. Is the overlay not working? The overlay is working, I believe, out there. Just confirming that with Alex. It should be on the stream. It looks okay. So,
the overlay is,
please let us know, guys, out there in the chat. And welcome along. And in the chat, too, please let us know what drivers you're liking to support. Who you are following, of course, and who you'd like to see get some great results today. Anything, you can talk to us. We don't bite. The double Ds are in here, Dan and Dean Biggles, as you can see, on as your casters for our fun 3 rounds this evening that we're going to be having, no doubt. Again, it'll always be action-packed, mate. That's why we have currently 22 drivers loaded in on the grid, getting ready to get their qualifying underway in about 6 minutes and change. And the usual suspects, my friend, are at the usual top of the timesheets too for the practice.
Yeah, not only practice, but usually in the race as well. Anastasios Georgiadis, I do have to say, this being a Category 3 driver, for some reason, I always remember him in the sort of standings, as we now see that, as maybe has said.
I had the colours wrong, my apologies. They're up there now, thank you very much for that. Yeah. You know, I got everything about 99% correct, so that's not too bad. But we are a professional broadcasting network, and we need to be 100% all the time. So I do apologise about that, but that's why we have a practice session as well, so we can sort that out.
So we do sometimes all make mistakes.
Do you want to take us a lap around this fantastic track from on board a Fraser at the moment?
Yeah, we've already been into the first sector. We're now already on the middle part of the circuit. Of course, right-hander now coming up, leading on to a long straight. So we do want the best exit possible. These cars are very easy to understeer because they're front-wheel driven. He's going to understeer wide onto the curb, and then we have a long straight coming up. But after this, we go hard on the brakes. We go hard on the brakes for a chicane. You can cut as much as possible here. Don't cut too much because you will gain penalties. And we saw last week out that you can get disqualified. I think it was Artem Makarov who got disqualified, or it was Vlad Tatara in the first race. I think it was Vlad. But some traffic on the way now. 2 hairpins here first a right one, he gets shown by, but now a left-hander hairpin coming up as I think we do now start a new lap, and we're on to the start-finish straight. So Biggles, if you could stay on board for a little longer, because the first section is really what I would
absolutely
love to
let's
show
do
everyone.
that. You're the boss.
So into the first corner, pretty normal entry, but then on exit, look what you face. You face a drop down, and this is the most amazing section of the track, if you ask me. And well, going downhill, right, left, and then up to the right once again. Very tricky corner this because it's uphill. You understeer wide on exit. Look at that. But Fraser Rostons manages to get through there quite tidy.
It does, and I'll see if our track map overlay works. No, it doesn't, unfortunately. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but... Well, You've got the track guide, of course, presented by Dan. And we're just having a look at some of the other drivers out around here. I like to give a bit of a shout out to some of the drivers that aren't necessarily putting in the best lap times so far, being about 2 seconds down the road. But we'll give Rain. Is it Ryan Hand or Rain? Yeah, sometimes those these names are a little tricky.
We've had this discussion 2 weeks ago.
That's right.
You've had that discussion a week ago with James, and we're still not sure. But when I see this name, I go for Rain.
Rain. Okay, maybe Alex out there, of course, that puts this league on, and might, if when he's not racing and if he's in the pit lane or whatever, might give us a verification on that one. Or anybody in the chat, of course, out there, if you are familiar with the driver. We also got Carl Smith down here in the Audi. That's about 3 seconds to change. Some drivers, as you know, my friend, are, just have their favorite tracks and tracks that aren't necessarily their favorite, and you can see that sometimes in the times between people. But even so, it's always practice, isn't it? It's always learning and learning, and the more you practice, the quicker you get.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's if you can jump into a car and be quick immediately, why would anyone be bothered to go out before qualifying? As we see here, a spin, and normally we saw some damage there, so that was a pretty hard hit into the tire barrier. But Biggles, that is something that we do not often see with these front-wheel driven cars, a spin.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely. It takes a lot to bring these beasts around in a 360. We did see a few of it last week in the racing, but that's because of the bumping and grinding, of course, that they do. And even with that, most of these drivers are very skillful to keep it still in the direction when they're overcorrecting the steering wheel. But that's, by yourself on the track, to spin it is not an easy thing to do. We have got confirmation in the chat there from Alex that it is Ryan, guys. So there it is. Yeah. So I'm not going to ask next week. I should know by now.
Something that I want to point out, Biggles, because we have been talking about this quite a lot. We had 0 Dutch people in the races. Last week, there was a Dutch flag on the grid.
Oh.
But if I look at the name, it does not sound Dutch.
Okay. Maybe it's somebody that's migrated to the Netherlands. Yeah.
Could be.
Or living in the Netherlands currently at the moment. Like, I could be basically driving, I guess, under a Panamanian flag, because I'm living in Panama, but I am an Aussie. So, it depends on what you like. Or maybe they have parents or something like that that are from the Netherlands. Who knows?
Yeah. I have the full name here for you. It was Joamaro Joao Ponusa.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't sound very Dutch, but...
Exactly. As you can hear, I have difficulties with pronouncing that. Being from the Netherlands myself, I shouldn't have issues with pronouncing that.
Yeah.
So...
You got isn't it a little bit in the Dutch language? That's what I struggled with when I was living in Amsterdam.
We are always clean our throats when we're talking.
Yeah.
That's how it sounds, most people say.
Yeah, there's a lot of languages like that, isn't there, where you have to do... the Spanish is all about the rolling that you learn that one. Flashing his lights at the moment, Steven is. Just letting us know that we are on board following you, my friend. At least we're watching the CN Performance Lincoln Co car. And, of course, his team is really on the knife's edge, of course, for trying to wrap up the championship soon, as he gets a little bit of spin, knowing that the time's over anyway for the practice session.
Well, as you can see there, he tried to spin it around.
Yeah, and the car doesn't want to.
It
That's
didn't
how
work.
hard it is. You mentioned it. That's how difficult it is to spin these cars.
You really have to unsettle it in order for it to actually wanting to go around. But we've come to the end of practice. This is the start of qualifying. We're going to see everyone rush out of the pit lane. And look who's out first. Almost out first. Nenad Vladisavljevic.
God, you're good at that name now, aren't you? Yeah, good on you, Nina.
I love to say it now.
And as James said last week, the tools and what he has to go through to drive is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, James will have to explain it because there's just so much. You know, he's disabled with all these tools at his disposal to be able to drive these cars, and he's driving it always blisteringly quick, which is absolutely amazing. Which, you know, goes to show at the end of the day that nothing can stop somebody from driving if you want to drive at the end of the day, regardless.
Whoa. Just quickly, is Nenad disabled, you're saying?
Yes, my friend. Yep, talked to James last week in the stream.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
So he's got all these... Yeah, I'd have to go through with James, but he's got all these tools and gizmos and everything set up so he can drive like as quickly as possible with the handicap he has. So it's amazing.
Even
It's
more respect than for being so quick.
Absolutely. No, this man absolutely is an amazing character, an amazing person. And from what James said, having a chat to him, he's great. Chatted to him a little bit in the chat, and yeah. That's what you want. Fantastic people with the right spirits and, even with, handicaps, still finding ways of getting it done. That's what it's all about, and that's what we also love to support here in the community of Crest Autosport.
Yeah, well, I have done a couple of races with a friend of mine, and he is a friend who's also disabled, and he uses like that was close on pit exit there with a Hyundai. I don't know who it was. But that is not the start of the lap that Nina would have wanted. But anyways, I usually do that. And then he has a friend that uses like a handbrake to brake. So it has a digital output from also like a normal brake from 0 to 100. But he does that with his hand because he can't brake with his leg. And then he can use the throttle because his right leg is perfectly functional. But he brakes with his right arm, shifts down with his left hand, and at the same time on corner exit, he is putting on throttle with his right foot. I can't comprehend.
No.
That, but yeah, it's amazing.
And Nedad's I think he uses his mouth and everything like that as well too. So we'll have to check and have a chat. We'll have to chat to him. Have a chat to him. Obviously in the Discord, the information is there as well. All the information, of course, how to join this round. Join the Crest Autosports, but have a chat to him when you get a chance. It's really quite remarkable of the amount of actions that you have to do in racing. Hello out there too, Fabio Reblino. See if I get that one correct or not, my friend. Welcome along.
Fabio Rebello.
Robledo. Yeah. Geez, I think I'd be better at that with Spanish and Italian and closer to that. Alex gets the first time on the board at the moment and picking up where he's left off, isn't it, in the championship? Being the quickest guy so far, but we still have 11 minutes of qualifying, at least 12 minutes almost, give or take.
Yeah. Well, Nenad has gone across the line, but his time didn't count. Did he have an off track?
He did have an off track, yep. I think that was the one at the start. So he'll have to try to do another one.
We're on board with Nenad now in the first sector, and he goes purple. Fastest of everyone. So at the moment, he's looking to attack that time from Alex. Alex is just behind him. So I don't know what times Alex is putting on the board. It looks like he is just over a tenth slower in sector 1 than Nenad Vladisavljevic.
God, you're so good at that name now. Nenad's gonna. I just call him Nenad, mate, because I'm not even gonna try it with the rest of his name. But yeah, he should be mighty proud that you got that one nailed spot on, my friend. Like he's nailing this lap too, hopefully, to see if he can get himself up the top of the timesheets. Which Alex's time was just replaced by Vlad, of course, just then.
Okay, I'm gonna make a deal with you here. If Nenad gets pole position, you're gonna try and pronounce that.
All right, okay, I will. After I heard it a million times from you, and James yesterday, and yesterday last week. Well, all right, there you go, Ninad. So there's the challenge, my friend. If you can hear us, get yourself pole position, and it does at the moment. That's provisional, of course, but to get out to, okay, you've still got 9 minutes to keep it there. And this man is very capable of getting pole positions too, so you're going to definitely throw me under the bus on that one. Who else would you like to have a look at? Fraser's still sitting in the pit lane, not doing anything at the moment.
From what I know, because we do have a steward's announcement that said 2 people are going to start from the pit lane. Fraser Rostens, as we have seen, is in the pit lane. But the one that is out is Anastasios Georgiadis. They are both going to need to start from the pit lane because they've exceeded the 12 license points. Of course, others have done that this season. They've already taken that penalty. But yeah, they have exceeded the 12 license points, and they are going to have to start from the pit lane.
Thank you very much for that. I was not aware, but we are very, very aware. That means the reason why Fraser is not out on the track at the moment. But yeah, you can't set a... well, even if you did set a qualifying, you still have to start from the back, but I guess he's staying in the pit lane. Well, anyway, I wanted to ask something in the chat. I completely forgot about. That's right. If you guys are enjoying our lovely casting from the Double Ds tonight, Dean and Dan, please hit the stream and the drivers and everything like that. Please hit the thumbs up. James isn't here, so you still hit the thumbs up because we're trying to get, obviously, the deal with James. If we get a certain amount of thumbs up, he'll sing us a song with his piano live on stream. But maybe we'll wait till the one of the last races for that, my friend. We had a couple after this. This is the third last round. 2 more. We gotta try to get James to sing, but overall, I guess we might do a little bet, right, with James, and we'll count up all those likes for all the races over the season. If we reach a certain number, James will sing. He doesn't know it yet, but we'll tell him. We'll keep it a surprise. All right, so who else you would like to go on board with while we're still in the qualifying? Now Jorgen, not a bad time, about 1.3 seconds off the pace. Remember, it's a pretty long track too, so you won't see the super close millisecond gaps like you usually do on some tracks. Well, speaking of Anastasios and Anastasios there, Georgiadis. I'm such a butcher. I'm sorry, mate. Greek driver. But we'll check out how he's going to get a lap time in, of course. He's invalidated a few of them already, but he still has time.
Looks like a really tricky corner for the drivers, Biggle. Sorry to cut you off there, but they are sliding left, right, and center there. It's it's beautiful to see, but the tires won't like it.
But the good thing about it, mate, it's just qualifying, so you get to scrub those sets and get new ones for the race. But you're pushing like mad, of course, to get a great lap time in for your qualifying.
Yeah.
You want to go on board for him for a second? And
yeah.
Will I just quickly do something?
Well, Anastasios Georgiadis, I will fill the time. Biggles, go on. He's effectively now practicing for the race. He is getting extra practice. Of course, he wants to be out of the way of everyone behind him, everyone who is qualifying. So he wants to be out of the way of everyone because he effectively cannot qualify because he will start from the pit lane. He can qualify, but he won't be able to start from the grid. So Fraser Rostens, what I do not get is why isn't he taking the extra time to practice as well? As we see now, Anastasios Georgiadis going off track, and I think he's doing this on purpose for him to be able to do another lap. But yeah, like I said, it's tricky because yeah, I do not understand why Fraser Rostens, being the driver he is not practicing at the moment. 6 minutes left of qualifying. And still, at the moment, Biggles, I don't know if you like it, but Ninad Vladislavljevic on pole position. This man, with all the disabilities...
I'm back. Can you... I was muted. Can you keep repeating his name again for me real quick?
Ninad is his name. Yeah,
the surname, please.
Okay, Vlad Tatara is at the moment in second. I'm gonna leave that to you.
The more you repeat it, the more I'm gonna hopefully get it right, because it's looking pretty good for a pole position. You're gonna make me eat my microphone and words for sure. A deal's a deal. Oh! He keeps it. power drift. Maybe he's listening at the moment going, here you go, just for you guys. Okay, I'm going to show off a little bit my DHL team car Audi Sport. Just to let us know that he's having fun out there, of course, which, why wouldn't you be? You're on the top of the timesheets.
Yeah, but can we take a look at our championship leader?
Yes, we
Alex
can.
Everitt.
Where is Alex at the moment? Now, I was speaking a little bit to Alex before about
He's improving.
how is your race weekend going to go here? And so you're going to get a win? And Alex was like, all right, Biggles, I'm going to get 3 wins. All right, confidence. I love it. And well, the man is very capable of getting 3 wins. Last week, he got 1 win and two second places.
That's close enough.
Yeah.
We've seen 2 wins, I think. Not 3, but we've seen 2 wins in the championship. So 3 hasn't been done yet. So that could be a new record if he actually is going to do it. Look at that. Purple in Sector 1. We could have switched on to him at the exact perfect time. Alex Everitt looking to snatch that pole position. And any hopes of me hearing Biggles pronounce Vlad Zavljevic.
Yes.
Alex Everitt into the second sector he is. He's going to be looking to cross that line with almost exactly a minute on the clock. If he can, he's going to be up for a pole position time. He is 13 thousandths up on the pole position time currently, so close. But if he can only jump up to where Vlad Tatara is, I think he will be quite happy with that, because he will be starting from the front row then. Let's see what he can do. Coming into the last hairpin, Alex Everitt has almost got everything what he could out of this lap. Is the last left-hander for him now, the hairpin. Such a tricky corner. Getting on throttle as early as possible across the line. What's it going to be for Alex Everitt? Going to see in a second purple in Sector 3, and that does move him up, I think.
Yeah, it's an improvement, but it's not enough.
Wow.
3 minutes still left in qualifying, so Vlad's on track there. Paul Hans, look at this for Paul Hans as well, too. Not a bad. And Paul's not usually up here all the time in the qualifying, so he's loving Donington Park.
Maybe a special track of his.
Could be. Yeah, we mentioned that.
Well, with Alex Everitt, is all that time just in the middle sector. Paul Hans going to start a new lap right about now. But Alex Everitt, all that time that he lost was in the middle sector, because you had 2 purple sectors, the first and the second.
I think
or the first and the third.
I do think, unfortunately, my friend, like those sector times that come up on our screen isn't very, very accurate. You'll see a lot of drivers with purple sectors all the time, and then they don't end up finishing. Yeah, I think it's just a little thing with the timing. Just to throw a little spanner in the mix for us.
Okay. Well, thank you, RaceRoom. We appreciate that. Hyping me up for nothing.
Well, but you got to remember too, we are in a spectator version of it, which is the great thing about this game, or the simulator, sorry, because unlike iRacing where we have to buy everything just to spectate it, at least we don't have to purchase any of the tracks and cars just to spectate. And I don't drive, so there's no point me owning all these cars and tracks. But I no doubt for the drivers themselves, which is what they focus on, it's probably perfectly all fine for their perspective. Which is all that counts, really. Because they're the ones that need to know what their sector times are. Ooh, so only a few more drivers out on track, my friend, so I might have to be eating my words. Oh no, why did you do this to me, Nanad?
For one last time, we had Vlad Zavljevic at the moment in provisional pole position. The next time you're going to hear that second name going to be said is probably by Biggles, or it has to be Vlad Tatara, or Alex Everitt, or maybe this Paul Hans to throw his spanner in the works. But yeah, it's not looking likely at the moment. Maybe Vlad Tatara, he is only... Where's Vlad gone? At the moment,
not
it's
out
Alex
on track.
Everitt in second.
Yeah.
Just when I was talking about him, he has completely disappeared from the timing.
Just they're in the pit lane at the moment. There's only about 5 or 6 cars out on track, and seeing if Paul's going to improve on his time. We also
Biggles,
have...
just as a reminder, look on your timing screen.
It's
Where's
done.
Vlad Tatara?
It's finished. So here we go. Nenad Vladislavic has got the pole position there. You can go through the rest. I did my best. Sorry, Nenad.
Alex Everitt and Biggles, take a look at what happened to Vlad Tatara because he doesn't seem to be in here. Alex Everitt in second, Paul Hans in third, Artem Makarov in fourth, fifth is Ian Deeney. If I'm correct, yes I am. Geoff Perkins in sixth, Greg Deakin in eighth. Then it is Nigel. Yeah, second name Stock. Best.
You were doing so well before.
Yeah,
you got to go through this quickly as well, too, mate. That won't last very long.
Jurgen M. Peterson. It's really blurry for me at the moment, Biggles. I don't know why that is.
Ah, fair enough. That's okay.
But
Understandable, my friend, because it's race time, and that one thing won't be blurry. Will be the checkered flag, hopefully, for these drivers, and the green flag. So, yes.
I can go through it quickly now because I have it in front of me. Jurgen M. Peterson was in 9th, 10th, Adam Locke, 11th, Remo Schneider, Ricardo Pessoa Santos in 12th, Fabio Gil in 13th, Steven De Greveleer in 14th, 15th, Norbert Juhasz, 16th, Anthony Hobbs, 17th, Stephen Le Bon, 18th, Rain Hand, almost did that myself, and Carl Smith in 19th. 20th.
Yep, go ahead.
We have. Okay, not on the screen for me yet. We only have to.
It won't. No, I took a little capture of it because it doesn't scroll anymore for us. So that's it. We're only going to count you to 19. We're just having a little bit of an issue at the moment. I think one of our drivers, Tatara, might have disconnected. So hopefully something can be sorted out with that. There we go. Well, we'll see if Tatara can get back in here because we want everybody in here, mate. And let's get ready to call the. You got to get it ready to call the race start as usual.
Yeah, 5 red lights. You see them on the right of the screen. It's lights out and away we go. Nenad Vlasavljevic with a good start. Alex Everitt, his start could have been better, and it is Paul at the moment. Paul Hans alongside him into turn 1. A little bit further back though. Look at that Alfa Romeo. That is Ian Deeney alongside Geoff Perkins with a big snap. Biggles through turn 1. That is very, very messy now, dropping down the hill.
Yeah. Absolutely. Almost spun, but we know how difficult it is to spin. Somebody's off into the grass in the background as they're making their way, sweeping through the S's. So far, so good. So Nenad got a little bit of a run there. Alex into the P2 position. And this is where some of the action, of course, is here behind Adam Locke. You got Fabio Gil and a lot of the other drivers here battling out for position early. There's somebody right off into the grass, and that's...
Steven De Greveleer or Ricardo Pessoa Santos, one of those two.
Yeah. Ricardo's gone... playing in the gravel trap here in the Donington Park. But early days, of course, plenty of time to go. 14 minutes. He's still really awfully wide in the background there as well, too, trying to get some temperature back into those tyres and getting rid of all the dust and dirt and grit and all that. Oh, a message just came up for race control, which went really quickly again.
I have a funny feeling, Biggles, there, that Ricardo Pessoa Santos was helped by going off track. Down the inside now, maybe.
Oh, there is a spin.
Tap round.
Who was that? Whoa, massive accident.
And another hit.
This is a huge accident. There's like 3, 4, 5 cars involved. That was a full-on head-on. Jeff has definitely got a lot of damage on that car now and probably have to retire back in the pit lane. What just happened there? That's definitely spicing up in the championship. I thought you it was going to get heated up, mate, but didn't expect it this early.
No, we look now at the battle between Anthony Hobbs and Jurgen M. Peterson. Both, I think, at the moment yes, they are around the outside. It's Jurgen M. Peterson looking to try and hang it round. Oh, but he's off in the gravel. That's going to slow him down on exit. That's going to allow, once again, Anthony Hobbs to get by on exit. We now look at Elliot House in 15.
My apologies to go back up. They hit the wrong key there at the moment because Craig Deakin is putting a little bit of pressure there on Makarov. Makarov.
He's going to try and go around the outside. Wasn't able to make that one stick. But now he has a long straight coming up. Behind that, though, look who is lurking in the background. Ian Deeney, because all of this fighting, he is getting ever closer. So look now on board with Ian Deeney into the chicane. You're going to see that he's going to brake a little bit earlier because he doesn't want to run into the back of the cars ahead of him. Oh, that chicane, he loses a lot of time.
Too early, I was going to say. He lost a lot of time, yeah. So being cautious is one thing, a little bit overcautious, but hey, still plenty of time. Still plenty of time, that's what we say. You got to be in it to win it, and currently he's in it in 4th place. And did Artem go a little bit slow out of that corner? I think he did. It's also allowing Alex to get a little bit of a gap up the road even more. Here we go. There's an opportunity. Reminding him to let him know Craig is here.
Craig Deakin, as we know, a really, really quick driver in that Hyundai. Alex Everitt, though, up ahead of him. He's trying to pressurize Nenad Vladislavic, but down the inside, at least looking, is Craig Deakin. Behind that, Ian Deeney still looking to make the pass once Craig Deakin maybe has overshot the corner a little bit by trying to attack Artem Makarov, but at the moment it's looking like Craig Deakin is trying very composed and trying to find the best opportunity to get past Artem.
Yeah, this is one of the closest battles on track, I believe it or not, already. So, not multiple excitement that we usually get. Like, we get a lot of obviously a lot of overtakes and close battles, but they're spreading out a little bit now, so it's giving us a bit of a breather. So we don't miss all the action, but go back to Anastasios. He's putting
Georgiadis trying to go around the outside. Sorry to cut you off there, Biggles. But, oh, really tricky corner. This has proven itself to be really easy to step out the rear there and then lose the car on entry. But Anastasios Georgiadis had to start out of the pit lane, as did Fraser Rustles. Fraser Rustles, though, still a lap down. So has he missed his lap?
He's retired.
From the pit lane, maybe?
He's retired in the pit lane, actually, believe it or not.
Okay.
So Jeff, Steven, and Fraser are the 3 retirements. That's why they're a lap down at the moment. They're not even out on track. Further up from this battle, of course, you got Jorgen trying to do something about Mr. Carl Smith up the road.
Jürgen Madsby, I think it is, but we're just going to call him Jürgen M. Peterson. That's a little bit easier. Down the inside, beautiful switchback. That is him past at the moment. That was Carl Smith.
Carl Smith,
so now,
yes.
Next one up the road for him, it is Ricardo Pessoa Santos.
And also Anthony's thinking about Elliot House, and that's a battle currently at the moment for P15. That's Anthony in P15 place there. In the Hyundai, he's got Elliot House just up the road a little bit, putting some pressure. But actually, I might have to go up to Ian Deanley. Sorry, we'll go back to that one. Because, so you can see a bit of grass up there, so he's gone off the track a little bit there. As they're still battling.
Not one driver. I think that, yeah, Biggles, I think that isn't one driver. I think that is multiple drivers playing with the track limits, maybe. But yeah, this battle has been going on for the 6 minutes that we've been racing at the moment. And Ian Deeney this time not overcautious into the chicane. Maybe a little bit of a better exit than Craig Deakin ahead of him. He's now looking up the inside. Next corner is to the right, a hairpin to the right. So he has the inside. Don't overshoot it to give, I think it is, yeah. Craig
Making a run for the lead of this race. Whoa, bumping
Oh,
and
they
grinding.
charged.
Forcing his way in there. It says, I want it. And that's the one way to get it, my friend. Barge your way in there. He takes the lead from Nenad. And he's been sizing him up for some time, and there it is. So it took him a couple of laps to get it done, but he got it done. Back to this battle still, of course, for around your P4 position.
Yeah, Remo Schneider trying to look up the inside of Craig Deakin. Not able to do it, but that battle for the lead was as fierce as ever. Nenad Vladislavic now for the first time in this race behind someone. Alex Everitt there with a beautiful pass. We're looking here at the battle for 5th. Oh, Craig Deakin, look at how much that Remo Schneider just
got back because
gains.
Nino wants it. Again, he wants his back, I think. He's right on the tailpipe. Not too happy about that. I think I say he's going to do a bit of argy-bargy his way through, of course. Seems to be how you're going to get your passing down. These cars are pretty tough. They can take a bit of a beating.
Yeah, but Alex Everitt has promised us 3 wins at the moment on course for his first to start, but it is Nenad Vladislavic who will not work together with him. Of course, he won't, because he's in a different manufacturer and a different team, so he will not work together with Alex Everitt. He's also, at the moment, I think, a championship rival for Nenad.
Look at the different corner speed here. This is where you got to get it done. But he needs a little bit more exit speed, as Alex has covered him off on this one. So they're going to continue to do this, no doubt, I'd say, for another 7 minutes and change, because that's what is the clock. We might have to go back to, we will go back to you guys in a minute. I just want to see this other battle back here in the midfield that's still occurring, because we got Mr. Steven And with Adam Locke, that's just the 55 car there.
Oh, beautiful switchback there from Steven De Greveleer. Now has the outside for turn 1. But the battle exit is there for Adam Locke. And now he has the inside to defend. Does that successfully, but Steven De Greveleer making approach through the grid.
Bit of bumping and shoving there. Still that other battle up the road, of course. In that pack there of Ian, Craig, Remo. They're all at it. That's just a little bit further up the road, as you can see. Still trying to find ways of past. Overtaking. It's there, it's available, but you got to earn it. And you got to get greedy with these overtakes. So, you got to go a little bargy. But how would you say? As cleanly as you can barge your way for an overtake is probably the best way to say it. Even though
in the touring cars, yes, that is the case. But I have some information. Vladislav Tatara in the chat. Hi all. The lights in my house went out for 5 seconds. That is not what you want to see. Oh, no. And that is probably why he disconnected. Ian Deeney trying to go for the move into the chicane. That has allowed behind him Remo Schneider to get past both Craig Deakin and now Ian Deeney up the inside of the right-hander. He tries to go. Now the exit speed will be, I think, for Ian Deeney, but he forces his way through, and that is Remo Schneider from the chicane to there. 2 positions again, side by side. Behind that now is Craig Deakin together with Ian Deeney. Up the inside goes Ian Deeney to defend his 5th position. He does this successfully, but that was a beautiful overtake and beautifully set up there by Remo Schneider.
They're going to be doing that for some time. They're going to continue to do this for some time. Great battles occurring on this track, tooth and nail, as you do expect, and you always get to see here at Crest Autosports. Yes, Vlad, that happens to me all the time, my friend, where I am. I'm surprised at the moment in this thunderstorm that I am. I haven't had my lights go flickering or out for a little bit, and that means, as I was saying to you before, my friend, I get out the back and have to fire that generator up, which means that I will be having to not end the stream, of course, but get out there and fire it up before my electric goes out, and then I can't do the stream. But for now, we're good. Touch wood.
That's true. I've touched it.
I heard the knocking.
On me. Great Deakin looking once again to go up the inside of Ian Deeney. This battle is far from over with the 4 minutes and a little bit that we have to go. Ian Deeney not only looking to defend from Craig Deakin, but also looking with one eye ahead to try maybe attack Remo Schneider, because that was a beautiful double overtake, but also because Ian Deeney had to compromise his line down the inside. He's tried to go there, but he had to compromise his line to try and overtake Artem Makarov, and that did not go to plan. Adam Locke behind us in 7th, gaining through all of this, of course. Craig Deakin.
Oh, sorry, got to get back here for a second, because Nigel, Stock, and Elliot House are exchanging that P13-14 position, with Paul just in the mix. And I think we're mistaken that Elliot did get that. Nigel did get the overtake done on Elliot. But back to the action, of course, where Craig and Ian and Adam are. Adam's a little bit further down the road, and Remo Schneider, of course, that's just in the distance there.
Closest battle on track. What is the battle we're looking at now? But the battle for the lead, Biggles, is as close as it has ever been. Side by side, almost up the hill. Vladislav not taking any prisoners here. Oh, up the inside, he tries to go. As I think I cut out a little bit there. But Alex Everitt looking to defend still from Nenad Vladislav. This battle has been going on for the whole race now, and it is now at the moment advantage Alex Everitt. But I can see Nenad Vladislav trying an all-or-nothing move into the chicane, maybe on the exit of the chicane. Look at the exit speed he has. Maybe down the inside of the right-hander. He's going to try and do it for the lead of the race. This is Nenad Vladislav up the inside of Alex Everitt, side by side through the right-hander. And he's going to force his way through there. It's not the first time these two have touched this race. The inside is still for Alex Everitt. Nenad looking to try and hang it around the outside, but Alex Everitt will defend the inside. The switchback from Nenad is there, but it is Alex who parks it on the apex and lives to fight another day in the lead.
Alex is a brick wall right now that will not come down. Nenad's trying to shoot for now, chisel his way past, And he's got to send a couple of fully sends like he did before. But the problem is, when he's doing that, he's off the racing line a little bit and compromising his exit speed. And then Alex comes back on those mini straightaways to try to cover him off into the next turn. Nenad's been sizing him up for some time now, so he's knowing the opportunities, and he's knowing also on the clock is only 1 minute and change, so we might be looking at maybe just a couple more laps, if that. Probably only 1 lap, maybe.
This lap and 1 more.
Yeah.
And that's it then.
So
down the inside, look at that! Nenad Vladislavic, an all-or-nothing move. Like I said, Alex Everitt forced that wide. Now the next corner is to the right. Nenad Vladislavic has the better line through there. Alex Everitt has to yield this time round. But look at that, the exit speed from Nenad is better than that from Alex. But Alex in the slipstream is going to try and make the move. It's going to be side by side into the chicane. This normally never works. One is going to have to brake early. No one does. Alex Everitt keeps it on the inside, but has to yield in the end of it all.
Yeah, he got an oversteer moment out of it. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Absolutely. Go back further here. Hope for the final time that we're going to see this battle at the moment. Jorgen, Fabio, and Ricardo. And that's going for it too for now. I think that tiny little mistake from Alex has cost the chance of a race win that he wanted to get 3 in a row. At the moment, looks like he's only going to get a second place rather than a first.
Yeah, Jurgen M. Peterson trying to defend this 9th position. Or rather than defend, he's attacking. Ray in hand. He's now in 10th, and it is Jurgen M. Peterson up into P9. But yeah, I'm going to talk about one man, Steven De Greveleer, in P8 now. He's fought his way through the field, didn't he?
Absolutely. Great drive. Remember, he's going to get a reverse grid. There's that timer ticking down, so they're not going to cross the line, I don't think, in time. This is definitely the last lap, and Nina now has a nice gap, a comfortable gap, I'd have to say, considering how their bumpers were connected a little bit earlier. And yeah, it would be a massive full send there from Alex, which means he'd probably get side by side, but then have absolutely no speed to exit. At this point, he's just going to have to sit back and settle for the P2. And Nenad, my friend, has done it from pole and lost the place back for many laps. Got it back, of course, and had to fight his way back to beat Alex across the line and take the first victory.
Not there yet. Never say never.
That's true.
We still have a tricky chicane to go, which Nenad has managed now. 2 hairpin turns to go where Alex Everitt could send it. He's going to try and get a good exit out of the first right-hander. Look how close he is now, Biggles. It is not over yet. Trust me, it is not over yet. We have a left-hander coming up. He's going to try and go around the outside. Maybe a late move to the inside. So close on the exit now. He's going to try and get a better exit, but it is not enough. Nenad Vladislavic comes through to win race 1. It is close with Alex Everitt, but he can't come up to his promise. He finishes P2, still not too bad. Artem Makarov behind him in P3, and Adam Locke has to settle for P6.
Somebody's going really slow there at the moment. Really slow.
Jurgen M. Peterson on the last corner.
But that still should be okay.
P9.
Yeah. And Nigel at the back there as well. So they've pretty much crossed the line. But there it is, my friend. DHL car there has delivered the team to a race win for the first race of our 3-race adventure here at Crest Autosports. So it takes the first one. Steals it away there from Alex. Had to really work for it too. That's a drive to survive right there, my friend.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, Biggles, though, that is unbelievably done by Nenad Vladislavic. They were fighting the whole race. And I never knew that, once again, he had those disabilities. But now, man, such big respect for him to be able to keep up with basically drivers that can use both hand and both feet.
And the results are coming up for you to go through for it. Yes, exactly.
It is Nenad Vladislavic, like we said, winning in race 1. Everitt in P2, Makarov P3, 4th, Schneider 5th is Deakin, and it will be Locke in 6th, 7th is Indini, Steven De Greveleer in P8, and I think if I'm correct, it is Jurgen M. Peterson. Jurgen is first name in P9, P10. It is hard, if I'm correct. Yes, I am.
Good job.
I will read through that in a second, but it's already blurry for me. There we go. That was better. Way better. Ricardo Pessoa Santos. It was rain hand in P10. Ricardo Pessoa Santos in P11. Fabio Gil in P12. 13th it is Stockhaus in 14th. Elliot House. Paul Hans in 15th. 16th. Smith 17th. Anastasios Georgiadis. And then we had 2 DNFs. Norbert Juhasz with a minute and something to spare behind P1. And then we have Aaron Hobbs, I think it is, if I'm correct, in P19 with a retirement, as was Geoff Perkis. Fraser Rostons, that is not showing, was retired as well, as was Labon. So those 2 drivers outside of the top 20. But Geoff Perkis, not what he would have wanted, as did Fraser Rostons. Having to start from the pit lane, did he even start? My question.
Good question, actually. It is a very good question. We'll see if we get confirmation as we're going to get ready
Disqualified.
for race
Disqualified
2.
for both Fraser Rostons and Labon.
And hopefully, well, now that Tatara can get back into there with the electrical problems that he has sorted out, hopefully, for the race 2. Now, just waiting on some information. We can get any confirmation because nothing is currently loading up for me, my friend, at this point. And no, it's not. Have to go back into that in a second. So, a new server.
Yeah, I think the new server is up, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We're getting into that. Kind of caught me off guard here. We'll be transitioning into race 2 in a minute. Yeah. The joys of technology, my friend. It works and it doesn't work, and it works and it doesn't work.
Agreed with that.
But it's just a moment, just a short pause, of course, because once it's sorted out, it's the same. We're not missing any of the racing, I hope, at least.
At the moment, we shouldn't. But yeah,
what a race!
First race we've had, yeah, exactly.
And there was quite some nice battles that are occurring, of course, on track all across the place. I'm reloading back in now, so we should be good to go in a minute. Hopefully we're not missing anything.
I have to go back, though, to the first part of that race. Because normally it's all really tight from these guys. But for some reason, now, this race, there was quite a big accident in the beginning of it all.
That was, exactly. And a massive smash, just too, with the front end of one of the cars. Because we had a couple of those retirements. Voice is getting croaky. Those retirements, of course, because it's just a lot of damage. Like we didn't see cars go around too much, and there was a full-on head-on collision. Anyway, we're going to go back to the race because they're going to be loading in there for the race too. So we are in this session, of course, and everything should be good to go once they load in.
Yeah, here we are. 5
Reverse
lights
grid.
are on. They're out and we're underway. It is Fabio Gil from the pole position. Right hand is alongside him. I don't think we see him at the moment.
Yeah, there are more cars, but they're loading in. Here they are. That's Stevie. I believe. Yes, he is. It actually shows him in P2, but that's because we can't see Fabio. That's a P1. There he is. That's Fabio. He's invisible at the moment, but he's there. They will load in, of course, in a second.
Just give it a couple of seconds, everyone. Now, we should have most of the guys on your screen. But still, we do not have a leader. Fabio is using hacks, confirmed. He is invisible for everyone to see.
Stealth,
Steven
my
De
friend.
Greveleer.
Stealth driving.
Steven De Greveleer is... oh, there he is. Fabio Gil in the Alfa Romeo up ahead of the field. Remo Schneider in the Honda now. What is we're looking at?
Yep. I think he just muted. There it is. Did you hit that mute button?
Me?
Yeah, I just heard you cut in and out for a second. You're up. You're back?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, you can't
well, everything
blink and miss this,
wrong
my friend. Don't blink and miss this.
You can't. Down the inside is going to go out to Makarov.
Yeah, look at the powerhouse that's behind as well to Nenad and Artem Makarov and Alex is just up the road there at P6 already, of course, with the reverse grid. And who's that making a run up there? Is that Jorgen? Yes, it is.
Jürgen M. Peterson down the inside of Reinhand. Oh, but the switchback there, beautifully done. He knew that he would have the speed on the exit, and he gets up ahead of Jürgen M. Peterson once again. Oh, but a little bit of a touch there down the hill. Nenad Vlad, look at that, looking to come through the grid. A little way up ahead of him is Alex Everitt. He's in P6. Nenad in P8 at the moment, but Nigel Stock, look at this then for a battle. Down the inside of Great Deakin.
Oh, who's off?
Oh, is that Alex Everitt?
I think
it looked like
it's Elliott House or something. So we couldn't see. He's come back on track. Action!
Yeah, it is all action at the beginning of race 2. No crash this time on lap 1. We all got through there cleanly. But Nenad Vlad in P8, our race winner in race 1. At the moment already up a couple of positions. At the moment up 4 positions.
Yeah, but the problem is how many away? 4 positions, 3 positions away there from Alex. So Alex got a very good start here. Here's a battle at the moment between Ryan and Alex is obviously just creeping up in the background behind them too. So that's Ryan Han and Jorgen.
This is all helping, of course, Alex Everitt. Because in the end of it all, he wants to get past these guys as quick as possible. We know that Alex Everitt is a really quick driver, and that usually, if everything is where it is normally, these guys are probably holding him up.
And with 40 kilograms on board too.
Yeah.
Further back, it's the Rude's battle still occurring here at the moment between the old classic man Nenad and, of course, Mr. Makarov.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any Vlad Tatara for some reason, so I don't think he was able to get in. But look at this now for a battle. Artem Makarov looking for a way around Nenad Vlad, but just can't find a way past. Nenad placing his car perfectly and just not allowing any bit of Artem to get up alongside his car.
And Alex made his way past Ryan. So while that overtake was happening in the background there, while they're working on that, Ryan has been overtaken by Alex. This is making way up at P3 at the moment, and he's going to be very much working on Jorgen in a minute. And look at that. Look at the pace that he has. That's Alex in the background just there. Look at the pace.
Look at that. Up the inside already. He's making light work of that. But a touch there is going to demote him down a couple of positions. Down to P4 already.
He will, yeah.
Is he going to lose P5 as well? Yes, he is, to Remo Schneider. Looking to go up the inside of that as well. Oh, but that is so close with right hand. Make a little bit of a mistake there. Luckily, not getting caught up.
Oh, look at that three abreast here. 4 abreast almost.
4 abreast into turn 1. The influencer is on the inside of it all. On the outside, it is Artem Makarov. Oh, when he almost goes round. 3 into 1 does not work here at Donington Park.
I'm surprised that there wasn't anybody in the fence of that one, considering they did eventually make it work, the bumping and grinding. Brilliant racing, of course. Somebody's always going to come out on top of that one. Somebody's always going to lose a couple of places. Alex is still battling his way back, of course, and I think we'll have to continue with that with Remo Schneider. You can see here, that's the battle for P3 of Jorgen.
Look who's behind Alex, though, now.
That's true, Nina. Yeah, Nina just helped Nina big time this fight because he's cleared that pack, and now he's just got it within a second of Alex, which he wants to beat, of course. Crucial in the championship to do that.
Yeah. This is race 1 all over again, just in a different position for these two guys. And do you think, Biggles, that it is way more difficult for Alex Everitt now to fight, because he also has to try and think of getting past Remo Schneider and Jurgen and Peterson. Oh,
I
down
think
the
he's just
inside
done it
of
Remo.
Remo Schneider.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And keep an eye on Ninad too, because he can be getting past this in a second, getting that nice toe. So he's glad that they battled, and here we go.
Trying to go around the outside. Ninad looking to go together with Alex Everitt, basically using him as a traffic bunny. He's making the room in the traffic, and he's trying to follow Ninad up the inside, maybe with turn 1. Not able to do it. Tries to get the better exit, maybe out of turn 1. The wider line on entry gives him a more shallow line to the apex, but not allowing him really to get past. It looks like Alex is making light work of the traffic, or is at least be quicker through the slower drivers or the traffic for him then than Ninad is.
And on top of it, remember, Alex has got a 40-kilogram ballast attached to that car. So he's still making it work. Could Ninad get on the inside?
Look at that! Who's that off? Ninad flat off!
That's Ninad.
That is Remo Schneider and Ninad. Vlad is Everitt. Ninad, I think, getting a little bit too greedy there on the entry. Sadly, no replays from RaceRoom, but we saw it in the background. If you want to see it, just go back 10, 20 seconds in the stream. Yep. I think that is Ninad Vlad Everitt just getting a little bit too greedy there. Oh, and that has allowed, I think, Alex now to finally rest a little bit, put his eyes to the front and attack. Jurgen and Peterson, the first one who's going to try and get past up the inside, making light work of that. Jurgen and Peterson saying not that quick. Going to try and get the switch back, but Alex is just... he just has too much drive off the corner.
Yeah, he's got it done. And that's a little disappointing, obviously, for Ninad, because he has to there try to claw his way back up in the field. But, however, it will help him, I guess, for the reverse grid field, remember, later on, for the third race. So, might want to be happy to hover around that position, I'd say, to give you a better opportunity for the third race.
Well, at the end of the day, Biggles, we're all racers. We all want to finish every race as high as possible. And if we can finish first in race 1 and can finish first in race 2 from P12, then we are also going to try with 5 minutes extra to gain 6 more positions in race 3 and win from P18.
That's true.
So being a racer, you always want to be at the front. It doesn't matter if there's a reverse grid after. So I think that it isn't something that Ninad would have hoped for, but it is something that is going to maybe ease his pain a little bit from this race.
Yeah, it's pros and cons. You know, you got to take a positive situation out of a negative situation. That's the one I see from that. But once again, he's proven to have the pace, of course, around here, so he qualified on pole. So that won't be a problem for him. Whether damage and stuff like that could be from that off-track excursion. Might be at play. And this is still this continuing battle between Craig Deakin. We also have Remo Schneider, who's still battling it out there with Ninad, actually, just up the road from him. Which won't be an easy car to overtake, but we might have to go back to that one because this is where the action is 3-4 abreast once again. They're at it tooth and nail with Markov actually looking like he could almost get an overtake here. Makarov.
Oh, look at that. Who's in the middle? I think that is Paul Hans in the middle. Oh, and a big touch there from both teammates in the Cupras. Artem Makarov and Paul Hans both through. They are now fighting for P5 respectively, P5 and 6. But that was a big touch between the teammates, and that is not helping each other. And that is something, that is rule 1 in racing, Biggles.
Exactly, I was going to say.
Never hit your teammates.
First rule of motor racing, never take your teammates out. Don't contact with your teammate. That's it. Second rule, anything. There is no second rule. Just race. First rule, don't take your teammate out. As Makarov goes really deep down, he's just lost those couple of positions. He's been struggling to gain, and he did wake his way up a little bit. Now he's just dropped him. He has to do it all over again. 4 minutes and change to go.
Yeah, it looks like there is something wrong with that car. Because look at the gap they've already pulled on him, and that is not only, I think, from a bad exit, although it does look like that he's gaining a little bit back now. But look at that, Paul Hans. He has a train of cars behind him, but yeah, normally not in this position. But yeah, he's having a really, really good race at the moment.
That's good to see. Absolutely, that's the pack out who's battling for P5 at the moment. Paul's the one that's leading that. Markov now, you can see just at the background, trying to get his place back there on Ryan, or on board of Ryan, looking at Makarov, who is going all over the place at the moment, isn't there? A lot of off-track excursions here for the Ukrainian.
Yeah, I do think you got a little bit of help there from Paul.
Oh, a power slide there from Ryan, I think it is next to him. Yes.
Yeah. Ryan Hand helped him a little bit there in the right-hander. But yeah, not the happiest driver at the moment.
Look at that. I'm sure there's a little bit of net code there because it's just a little bit of slightly out of sync from our perspective. As at 2 for now. And what's interesting to look at, if you look at that timing thing, that Alex is not doing too much. I thought, actually, then again, he's just probably gained about 2/10 there on Steven that's running currently in P2. And Fabio Gil, mate, still wanting to lead this race, but I'm sure in this couple of minutes soon, they're going to be maybe under massive attack there from Alex as he's picking up that pace there. And Alex wants to get a race win, of course. What does he want to look at, trying to get another P2? I'm not sure. He's not going to be happy with a P3, that's for sure.
Exactly. Well, like I said, he has had a beautiful record of finishing within the top 3. So as long as he can continue that, I think he will be happy. But this man, Anastasios Georgiadis, had to start last time out from the pit lane. Now up into P13. What can he do? Because he, with the reverse grip, will now start very high up the grid as well. He's been quick and consistent this whole evening as well. So, yeah, interesting to see that. A little bit further back there, as you could see, side by side, Nenad Vladislavievich trying to defend from Remo Schneider, but he has finally got past, and it looks like Nenad does have quite a lot of damage, as you can see. Oh, is that why? That is, I think, Remo Schneider wide once again, that has allowed Nenad Vladislavievich to get past again. As you can see now, the front of that Audi not looking happy, but trying to get past now. Maybe, or if Carl Schmidt down the inside of turn 1 is going to be able to make it stick. Yes, he does. The outside will be for Carl Schmidt.
Whoa.
That does not work, Andy. Look at that. That is immediately Remo Schneider trying to go with Nenad Vladislavievich, trying to use him, but the understeer there is inevitable, and that is off into the wall for Carl Schmidt. A hard hit there, and that was, oh, that is so.
That's the second time we've seen some pretty big hits, and back at that, now within the last dying stages of this race, they've clawed in Fabio, who's been leading this whole race, the Portuguese driver, but now he's got to defend for basically what could very much be the last lap or not, because Stevie's going to step on the inside. That's going to compromise his speed now. Alex is going to seize that any day of the week if you leave that door open. As James would say, you leave the door open, my friend, and you'll get burgled, and it looks like he just did. Is it going to be enough time for Alex to possibly do anything about that? Further back in this midfield, it's just 2 for now, going for it, mate, all the time here with Ryan and Nenad and all of them, and they, squabbling down there for 10th place, essentially at the moment. Yeah.
Well, a common theme that I've seen now in this race, more than others, is the crashes we've seen, trying to go around the outside. Remo Schneider having to defend from Ryan Hand. Nenad Vladislavievich, on the other hand, looking to try and get past Anastasios Georgiadis. Try and pronounce those 2 names quickly. I bet you can't.
No, not at all. So we'll be on the last lap at the moment, so if you can keep an eye on, let me know when I do have to switch, obviously, over to Fabio Gil, so we don't miss him crossing the line, of course, to get his race win. That'll be coming up very soon, if everybody will settle down there and choreograph your overtakes. When I got the cameras on you, who's gone right off in the background? That's probably a little too late, but still, Nenad really wants this place, doesn't he? From Georgiadis and Anastasios. There he is. Get that one, the Greek driver. Further up to Anthony and Norbert. Now, they're supposed to be teammates, mate, but that's just throw that roll off, and here we go. Alex making a run. There's contact for the lead of the race. Has he pushed off Steven? No, it's Fabio. Alex has lifted. I think he's realized he's either got to slow down or he's realized, oops, my bad. And Steven could steal this race away now, mate. If I have lost to you for a second there, Dan?
Yes.
Yeah, you're up. You there, yeah?
Steven is going to take it. Fabio did well to keep that one on track. But Alex Everitt, oh man, that was a close one. Fabio Gil will not be happy with that. He could have taken that race win, but man, Steven was there at the right time. As you can see, immediately back to the garage.
Yeah, not a happy camper.
Not
I'd say
happy
that one.
there.
Was it contact with Alex? But I can't remember because it was contact with Steven and Alex. They were all there. So you get those results to go through for us, please.
Steven De Greveleer will finish in first. Fabio Gil in second. Alex Everitt in P3. Jurgen M. Peterson in P4. P5 is Paul Hans. P6 Artem Makarov. Adam Locke in P7. 8 is Craig Deakin. Norbert Juhasz in P9. P10 is Anthony Hobbs. P11 Nenad Vladislavievich after a great race for him out there in race 1. A little bit of a timid race for him. Not what he was looking for. Remo Schneider in P12. Anastasios Georgiadis in P13. P14 for Nigel Stock. P15 for Rain Hand. Carl Schmidt in P16. 17 Elliot House. Stephen Labon in P18. P19 for Ricardo Pedro Santos. And P20 for Ian Deeney.
That's our race 2 result. That'll have it up at the moment as well. We get ready to go back into another server reload, of course. Well, definitely something for the stewards, I'd say, with that one, wasn't it? Because the Portuguese driver was looking solid for a win. It was only in those last couple of laps that they really start catching. I think they had to step it up because they realized Alex was charging him down once he got the overtakes done a little earlier.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
well,
that's definitely something
Biggles,
for the stewards. Yes, sir?
I am going to put that down to you.
Oh,
This
what?
might sound a bit rude, but I am going to put this down to you. I was saying, because you said...
What did I say?
Tell me when I need to switch over to Fabio when he's going to cross the line. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
well, you're a brave man. And at that point, you continued. But little did I
think you were
know...
cutting in and out because I lost you there for a second on the stream. So that's what maybe I just because I didn't hear you. That's what I blame in my defense.
Okay, well, fair enough.
That'll
But
be on the
yeah.
stream to prove that. Obviously, you can check later. What a race!
That
as
is
Steven
one
said.
commentator
Yeah.
curse done by you.
Oh yeah,
One left.
I use about 6 or 7 a day, my friend, with the many leagues that I do. I'm telling them up there at the moment. Probably this year, I already had about 650 something. So just waiting for the server, of course, to we're going to be reloading for the final race.
We have
Of course,
the race
this
winner
evening.
in the chat, Steven De Greveleer. He said,
Oh,
what
yeah,
a race.
Stevie.
First of all, my Belgian friend, my neighbor, congratulations on the victory. But yeah, what a race that was. Maybe after the race, you wanna come and talk to us about that. Always welcome for an interview.
You can come and have a quick chat to us right now, mate, if there is time, because we're waiting for obviously loading for a server. So if you want, my friend, we'll drag you in. Just jump into one of the chats there, and we'll get Dan will sort it out for you, hopefully. Okay, I don't think we're going to have time after the race, unfortunately, for a chat to the drivers. So if we get it done now, that'd be great.
Yeah.
So we do have, of course...
I can drag him, but he's not in the waiting room, so I don't know if that is...
Yeah, you'll have to jump in a
correct thing
waiting
to
room,
do.
my friend, if you would like to have a chat to us.
Yeah.
Because our itinerary, of course, is that we're going to be loading in our third race, which is the reverse top 18. And you'll have an extended extra 5 minutes on top of it to make it the 20 minutes. Still waiting for it to jump up at the moment, mate, so I can get that sorted, because I need to step outside very quickly for a couple of minutes. So that'll give us a little bit of a warm-up time, and you can entertain the audience when that happens.
I will. The session at the moment is not up. For everyone who was wondering, we are trying at the moment to log into the session.
Absolutely. So what are we going to expect now after those 2 races? You know Alex wants a race win. Very. So we do have somebody in the interview waiting room if you want to bring them in. I think that's Ryan. Yes. You want to drag Ryan in real quick?
Yeah. Well, first of all, Biggles, let's settle this argument
Yes.
forever. Is it Rain or is it Ryan?
It's Ryan.
It's Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan, okay.
I've been laughing at
us
you all
there.
saying Ryan all night.
So what a race,
I am
Ryan.
sorry.
How was that? Obviously your first race, your second race, but we'll obviously just go over that second race.
The first race was good. Got up to 10th. and then, but then let me just pause this. Got up to 10th, and then it was reverse grid, and I was second row. Got a good start, and then going round the chicane, I hit the little rumble strips, and it just started crabbing the car, which dropped me down all the way to 15th. So I'm very gutted about that, but hopefully it'll be a better last race.
With the reverse grid. Now, you finished, what was it? I think I have it up on the screen at the moment.
P15.
P15.
So that will mean that he will be P4 for the last race.
That means you got an
Hopefully I'll get a
opportunity
bit
for
of
the
luck
race
then.
win there, my friend. Ryan, so
Hopefully.
are you going to win it? You can tell us now. Share the secret.
I'll try
we
to.
won't tell anybody out there. We'll keep it together.
I'll try to win it.
We keep it. All right. Excellent. So we will be loading in now. Hopefully
All right.
you'll be loading in the servers up there. So I believe we'll have a little bit of a warm up, hopefully, so I can quickly go. But I need to do something for a couple of minutes.
All right. Cheers for the chat. Bye.
Yeah, good luck, my friend. It'll be a practice session for 8 minutes. You're right. So, and that was Ryan that we just spoke to at the moment. He said had a good race, second race that you mentioned there, P15. But now he's going to have an opportunity to do something about the last race, as you know, with the reverse grid.
Yeah, the reverse grid. We have Fabio Rebello in chat. Yeah, it was good. I made a mistake in the last chicane, downshifted to the wrong gear. Alex got behind me, and we touched. Sorry, I tried to defend and end up almost taking us out. So, Fabio there, our race leader. Apologies to Alex, and congrats to Steven. So it wasn't Alex all that time who we thought was the one that caused that accident. It was actually Fabio. Maybe cracking a little bit under the pressure, and yeah,
Well,
shifting down a gear too much.
Thank you very much for sharing that, and that's great sportsmanship, of course, and that's what you do find here in the Crest Autosports World Touring Car Championship, because yeah, the drivers are, and that's the first thing about being a good driver. It's not just your necessary always your pace; it's about your racecraft as well with your fellow peers and your other drivers, and admitting, when mistakes are made, and oops, my bad. That it's motor racing. Somebody's gonna, when you're side by side, people want to take the position. Something's gonna happen, and if you feel that it's your fault, then put your hand up and admit it. It's always a great thing because everybody does it, mate. Everybody.
Yeah.
So we'll just keep the camera on. We'll keep it on Anastasios for a second while I just go quickly grab something, and you keep it on board and you can see how he's doing for his practice session. There's 6 minutes of practice, so I'll be back in a second.
Yeah. While Biggles is away, I'll try to have a little bit of an interaction with the chat. So if you have something that you want to talk about in chat, of course, just put it in there, and I will try and find it out for you if you have any questions. It'll probably go down as my fault, though, because I wasn't alongside enough, says Alex. Well, I mean, you're the car behind, which in normal road rules will always mean that you're the car in fault, apart from when the car ahead just stamps on the brakes for nothing. Okay? So, judging on that fact, yes, but yeah, maybe just a racing incident because it looked quite clumsy, and I think Fabio was in the end really, really lucky, but also really skillful from him to keep that car going, because I thought certainly when I saw it happening that I thought he's off. He's never going to recover from that, and I think Biggles thought this was thinking the same as well. So Alex and Fabio, like Biggles said, some great sportsmanship both from Alex and from Fabio. And as you said, it's not only your pace on the track and your racecraft that makes you an incredible driver, it's also how you are off the track and in the car with your fellow drivers. So that's a big part of it as well. So yeah, let me know if you all agree with that. Fabio was very fun though. Yeah, it was amazing to watch, but Fabio, once again, big ups for you to to keep that car going in a straight line. As you see, Anastasios Georgiadis, purple sector 1, purple sector 2, as that now changed to green because someone else has gone quicker. But we know that these times are not always correct. Is he going to go into P1? The answer is, as he comes across the line, no, he does not. 13 thousandths of a second in the end. It is 5,000 of a second behind that Nigel Stock, though. So look at that, how close it is for the top 3 there. If that tells us anything about the race, it's going to be another really, really close one. We have 3.5 minutes, a little bit over 3.5 minutes left in the warm-up, in the practice session. And after that, we will go straight into another 20-minute race with a reverse top 18. And of course, the ballast from the championship taken away, but ballast from the qualifying result added to the car. So every driver who is ballast in terms of their championship positions, they will now have lost that. But if they qualified in a good position, they will have some ballast as well now in the car, but just not as much as they have in the championship, as I do think that my lovely co-commentator Biggles is back.
I am back, and suggestions out there for everybody. Don't run with flip-flops on a wet surface on concrete that's a bit greasy, because I almost binned it, and I might not have been back in time. I might not have even been back if I broke something.
Well,
to keep the casting, so touch wood. I collected it. I saved it, mate. That was one of those drifts that could have gone nasty.
Well, flip-flops on a wet surface is like slicks in the when it's pouring.
Raining. Yeah, exactly.
It just does not work.
So yeah, suggestions. I shouldn't have run, but I was very lucky. But I was just running because I wanted to make sure I get back in time. But yes, next time I'm not going to do that because I'm all by myself at the moment, so I've got nobody to drive me to the hospital. And I didn't have my cell phone with me either, too, so that would be even more interesting. I'd be shouting out. Hopefully one of the neighbours can hear me in pain.
Biggles, just tell him the secret. Because we are together in the commentary booth. I saw you run in with those flip-flops. You almost fell coming up the stairs.
Would you have helped me? Would you have picked me up?
Depends.
We're the D's, mate. We're the Dans. You have a D and an A in your name and an N?
Yeah, but I cannot let the broadcast sit. I cannot let the viewers sit with nothing and just a screen to watch at.
What happened to you? Lost the E out of your name. Where was that?
Yeah. You know, they thought 2 Deans was too difficult to keep track of who's who. So they thought, let's just change an E to an A, and they made it done.
You don't have Deans in Dutch, do you? It wouldn't be a common name, I presume.
Oh yes, we do.
Do you really?
My nephew's called Dean.
Same as my pronunciation?
The exact same way.
Oh wow, okay.
Dean.
It's
literally Dean in Dutch as well.
Ah, cool. Excellent. So I guess that's why nobody had any problems pronouncing my name when I was living in, and I've never thought about that when I was living in Amsterdam. Huh. So, practice is almost over, mate. As you can see the countdown, under a minute. So we're going to get ready to roll for our final race this evening. As you mentioned there, was I almost went whoopsie for the second.
One final question for Chad and for Biggles. What do we race in? Socks, barefoot,
that's true,
or shoes?
I've asked that before to drivers. It's interesting.
Yeah, because I have a good friend of mine who's a real racer as well. Some of you might know him, Daniel Morad. He has Moradness as his clothing line, and he sells gloves and socks. But I didn't know that there were socks specifically made for sim racing. I didn't know.
I think he told you this before. There are, yes, and they are similar to, you know, those what do you call it? Bouncing parks, the tambourine parks and stuff like that. How you have to wear those socks that have the little rubber grip things on them.
Yeah,
they're like that, aren't they?
Well,
so you don't slip.
No, because there's there's no grip on underneath the sock because your foot wants to slide off the throttle pedal.
E-shoes out there, Puma brand, okay. Socks. Yeah, not a lot of people go barefoot. Now, the feeling barefoot is okay, but obviously some people really have some expensive rigs and stuff like that. And of course, you don't want to have maybe sweaty feet and stuff like that. Same with people. And also let us know too, guys, if you use racing gloves or not, or any gloves. but protecting some of your equipment as well, you know. And once again, your feet get sweaty depending on where you are. You know, we know it's been hot in Europe, obviously, recently. It started to cool down, but yes, sweaty hands, sweaty feet.
I have Alcantara on my steering wheel, and until like 2 months in using it, I didn't know that when you sweat in Alcantara, it becomes quite hard.
Oh.
So I found that out the hard way, and ever since then, I've been wearing gloves because just to protect your gear as well.
But the gloves are pretty sweaty as well. But yeah, here we go, mate. We're going to get ready. It's a cool down process. And Ricardo Santos would be starting on your pole position as you go. So you can see there, you got the Brit squad there of Carl, Ryan, and Nigel. Yep.
Underway for race 3. 20 minutes of this madness to go. Ricardo Santos with a good start. Both teammates here in terms of Carl Smith behind him. So they're going to try and work together maybe from the start. Maybe Carl Schmidt is going to try and hold up Nigel's stock here to try and give Ricardo Santos as big as a lead as he can. But it is already Nenad Vlad in P6.
Yeah, actually doing it. There's Ryan. There's Ryan that had a quick chat to us before. He's dropped a couple of places. Who's off into the grass there on the outside? Dropped quite a few places there. This is Anastasios there. And look at that. Nenad made his way past Ryan, so... Ryan not looking good for a race win just yet, but please still 20 minutes.
Nenad was almost off there once again with a big drift. You could see it, but he did well to keep that in a straight line. Just put on throttle in these front-wheel driven cars and it will keep itself straight. But I think that was, let me quickly take a look. It was Carl Smith who dropped down the order, teammate of Ricardo Santos, because he's now on his own. And he will not have to fight on his own himself. So down into P11 goes Carl Schmidt from P2. That has allowed Nigel Stock to go almost up alongside of Ricardo Santos. Down the inside, look at that. Remo Schneider almost up the inside of Nigel Stock there. Unbelievable. But he now is side by side together with Ricardo Santos. Down the inside it goes once again. Trying to get P1 back. Into the last corner they go. The better drive out of the corner is there for Nigel Stock. Oh, into the pits there, a car behind.
Yeah.
But still side by side, and now I think Ricardo Santos has to yield.
They're gonna get on with it because look who's hunting him down the back there. Remo Schneider is going for it as well. He's like, I want to be a part of this P1 party, my friend, especially on the last race.
Yeah,
they're building a gap too.
Juhasz in P4 together with Nenad Vlad, because of all this fighting, getting ever closer as well. So here we're looking together, or we're looking on board now to the rear wing of Nigel Stock. In P1, Ricardo Santos already lost the lead to Nigel, but Remo Schneider now putting him under pressure. And the longer Ricardo Santos can stay there, the better it will be, I think, for Nigel.
And this is a squabble a little bit further down the field there for P8 position. It's Paul Hans. He's done a fantastic job before we saw in those previous races this evening. Remember too, guys, a little bit later on, deeper into this race, we'll have our driver of the day. So I need you guys out there to vote for your driver of the day. Otherwise, you're going to have to let Dan and myself, we will be included in those votes. But we also want your opinion. But we'll have to wait for this race to be finished, of course, first. Otherwise, it would be a little bit too early, obviously, to know if anybody's going to pull off a massive surprise. And look at the battle for P2.
Battle for P2. Nigel Stock well clear of this, but around the outside goes Remo Schneider of Ricardo Santos. He's going to try and come back with a switchback. He gets the better drive out of the corner. Does Remo Schneider. He now is finally up into P2. But because of all this, Nenad Vlad up into P4. And now trying to make light work of Ricardo Santos ahead of him. Good drive out of the corner. He's going to try and do it downhill. Side by side through there is not what you want to see, because this is going to be very tight in the left-hander. You're going to understeer wide, and that is, like I said, not something that you want to do. Ricardo Santos off into the gravel, and it's going from bad to worse for the Contoy team.
I thought he could have saved it.
Down to 7, down to 8, down to 9 now even. Together with his teammate Carl Schmidt down into P16. This is not a good day for the team.
And not when you have this man behind you as well. It's about to be in front of you, I'd have to say, Alex Everitt. Yeah, he looked like he almost did an amazing save, but then just couldn't get it slowed down in time to turn into the corner. And unfortunately had an off-track excursion, but did keep it out of the fence. He had basically a Biggles moment just before, between at the start of the race, where I almost almost
Just
spinned it.
explain to the viewers, what is a Biggles moment?
A Biggles moment's when you almost slip over and crash. Here's Markov. Got a good exit out of the corner here. He's challenging Paul Hans, just a little bit side by side now, I'd have to say.
Paul Hans, as we now have a regular race distance to go, 15 minutes and a little bit. Artem Makarov with good drive out of the corner. He does have the outside, so that will give him the better drive out of turn 1, but the inside, so Paul Hans will dictate the corner. Will he give him enough room? He has to give him enough room because he's not alongside anymore. But he's going way too deep. Artem Makarov way too deep to turn 1. That is going to allow Paul Hans back past. Up at P6 he goes once again. P7 is now for Artem Makarov.
Absolutely.
And Alex Everitt, because of all of this, closing up ever so quickly. Steven De Greveleer, though, for me, definitely a contender of driver of the day, but that is obviously down to you guys to vote. Steven De Greveleer, an amazing evening he had, up to P13 already, and looking to gain a couple more positions. Oh, a little bit of a touch there onto Paul Hans' car, and that is Alex Everitt getting greedy there. Out to Makarov, not letting him pass. Down the inside there, side by side into the right-hander. That's going to allow Alex Everitt to slot finally into P6, and he is making light work of all this traffic, Biggles.
Oh, well, they're fighting with each other. He's just kind of sneaking past. That's what Alex does, isn't it? If gap car.
Very smart driver.
Yeah. That's the reason why you're leading the championship, I guess. Now, Mr. Makarov has been off a lot. He's really liking the grass this evening. He's really bit, but he's still always in the battles. He's just really had a lot of off-track excursions.
Yeah.
That's what you like to see, of course. I mean, I don't know if he wants to. He probably doesn't like to see it as much as what we do like to see it, but it's been fun. And Steven at the moment still held up at the back there, mate. So you got to understand where Steven is started. You know, from winning the last race. And Fabio Gil, believe it or not, is down in P15, and he's about 4 seconds and change actually from Fraser. So not the best of days there, but still. It's a long race, so you can start slicing your way through the field. I mean, just look at Alex. He's a very good example of how to get your way through the field.
Yeah, great Deakin. He had a brilliant race 1, but yeah, after that, really hasn't been able to show what he's worth. Basically, normally he's a little bit quicker than this, so yeah, definitely still a long way to go in this race. Still a little bit less than 13 minutes. So still a lot of time for Greg Deakin to make up some of those positions because everyone is very close up ahead of him. But yeah, definitely not a drive that we're used to from this man.
You do, and this is the thing too, you do see it sometimes. You see some drivers absolutely come alive in race 3, and you see some other drivers fall off a little bit. And there's also, remember, it's endurance. So it's, you know, they've been grueling for 30 minutes of racing before, plus you're practicing and qualifying. Then you got another 20 minutes. So you're looking at about an hour of full-on racing, and it gets very exhausting for some drivers. And so that, you know, starts to wear its effect as you go. Because once again, they're not racing like you're doing Le Mans 24-hour when you're basically racing alone most of the time. You're racing people side by side, elbows out all the time. And that gets sweaty, doesn't it? And
yeah, but it's mentally very tiring as well. And remember, we go back to this battle first. Ryan Hand. Now
what happened? It's last place now.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of a slowdown, but
after
I saw,
P4. Yeah, sorry.
I think he has made a pit stop.
Oh, that's right. He might have been the one in the pits lane. Yeah. So it's not required to do a pit stop, like I said last week. And I thought it was, but it wasn't. So now he's just going to try to battle his way back up. Yeah, from P4 down to P19, probably not where he wanted to be, but hey, still in the race, and even with a pit stop, having fun, and right on the back there, Carl Smith too.
Yeah, the man he's fighting, Carl Smith. Remember Biggles, down the inside, making light work of that. He's right past. But Carl Smith started in P2, down to last place. Pedro Santos as well. down in P9. These guys started first.
I did. And
second.
Anthony, I think, as well, too. Maybe that's Fabio Gil making an overtake, I believe, on Anthony, I just mentioned. So Anthony, Hobbs, Ryan, and Carl, I believe they all started, and I'm mistaken, P2, P3, P4. And
P1,
now...
P2, P3, and P4.
Yeah. No, who's in P1? Who was in P1? It was...
Ricardo Pedro Santos started in
Okay,
P1.
that's right. Yeah, at least he's in P9 currently at the moment, so he's slowly making his way up through the field. But the other Brits, the other three British drivers, I remember they were in those other places. Yep, right at the back, but still in it. 10 minutes to go. Get some crucial points, of course, in the championship. And for your team as well, remember, you are racing also constructors. So even if you're not going to be winning races, you are helping your other drivers gain crucial points in that constructors battle.
But getting back to that endurance thing you said, yes, that is true, but it, as we're now side by side, once again, as I'm trying to tell a story, I just can't catch that breather to do. Oh, Ricardo Pedro Santos allowing it past, once again, having a sketchy moment there. Now he does keep it.
Oh, the exit
The
speed.
apex. Look at that. Look at the difference on the apex. Down the inside it goes once again. Once again, a little touch there. Ricardo Pedro Santos not letting this one go easily for P9. And it has to be Adam Locke who's going to have to fight for it. He's not going to get it for free, but it's not endurance where you drive an hour long without any interruptions. There are breaks in between this, so you can't really find your rhythm as well. It's even more difficult, Biggles, I think, than just normal endurance driving.
You reckon? Yeah. Well, you get up, have a stretch, and get to hydrate and stuff like that. But still, yeah, it's this season all along, of course, has been very, very grueling for the drivers, but fun, absolutely, as you can see that battle. Meanwhile, Alex did find a way past Norbert, I believe, and Alex always gets his overtakes done when we don't have the camera on him, but that's fine. There's plenty of times we've had the camera on you, Alex. This pack is just crazy, isn't it, here? It's all around your P7 position down.
Yeah,
sorry, P8 down.
Remo Schneider still in P2. Nenad Vladislav still in P3. Oh, look at that. Who was that off? I think that was Ian Deeney who was off there in the background. Yes, it was. Ian Deeney fighting together with Greg Deakin. He's going to have to go around the outside. Look at that for a battle. Steven De Greveleer in P13. Trying to follow Greg Deakin through. He does manage to do so. Maybe side by side with the left-hander.
We'll have to get back up to the lead of the race there for a second too, because of this.
Side by side into the right-hander. Are they going to make it stick, or is Remo Schneider going to make it stick? Yes, he does. Up the inside. If he can make this one stick, he will now have the better line, but he can't. Once again, Remo Schneider has to slot in behind Nenad Vladislav, biding his time. Oh, but look at that. The door is closing on him, but he's still putting it up the inside. And Nigel Stock now maybe gets bought a little bit of time by Nenad Vladislav to try and put Remo Schneider under attack. Oh, but on the grass there, under braking. And that is a terrible mistake there from Remo Schneider that demotes him down to P3. Braking while his right-hand side wheels were on the grass.
And meanwhile, while all that battle is happening, Alex goes to take another place there on Anastasios. So, my moving on up is, that's what we're going to call him, isn't it, from now on? Alex, a.k.a. moving on up, Everitt.
Yeah. It just seems so easy when he goes through the traffic, Biggles. It's unbelievable. If we see Nenad, he has to fight for it. He has to fight his way through the traffic. But if we look at Alex, it's just like they all move aside for him. Of course, that isn't the case, but he just makes it look like they're standing still.
He's the boss, man, of course. Yeah, you always got to take it easy with the boss. But, you know, as we know of Alex, with the great sportsmanship he's like, guys, when you're on track, I'm not boss. We're all equal. We race together as one. We lose as one. We win as one. And we battle as a united community here at Crest Esports. And this is still that battle that's occurring, of course, for P10. That's actually really pretty much for P9. So Paul Hans is the one that's leading this train of cars.
Battle for 6th is also up, heating up very quickly. Artem Makarov trying to attack.
Oh, there's a big power slide from
Anastasios Georgiadis. A big slide there. Like you said, Artem Makarov down the inside now and past Anastasios Georgiadis. And look who's there behind. Norbert Juhasz. A little bit quiet this whole evening, basically. But now he's really coming to play. P7 for him at the moment. Looking to gain another position as Anastasios Georgiadis got a big slide on there. And
He did a Biggles. He did a Biggles. That's what he's just done. But just like a Biggles, he didn't actually hit the deck, so he's okay.
Just made it stick.
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
Slight
look
dive
at that
here.
down the inside.
Norbert going for it, and he got it, I think. Now, they're going to be side by side through here. We see this, don't you? It's because the different exits you're coming out of the corner, but now you're going to go through a couple of the S's.
Oh, the left-hander now. This is definitely on Anastasios Georgiadis' position. But on the exit, once again, Norbert Juhasz with a better drive out of the corner because, of course, he took that wider line. Got on throttle way early. Down the inside now once again. Is he going to be able to make that one stick? Around the outside it will be. Anastasios Georgiadis once again with the better drive. They're going to be side by side for the left-hander. We've seen that it is very tricky to do a couple of times this evening. They're going to do it no matter what.
Right, cut away from that one. Sorry, off for the
At
fence.
wrong moment,
There's
like
Norbert.
I said, Norbert Juhasz off the track. But this battle for the lead is heating up. Nenad Vlad and Nigel Stock fighting for the lead. The drive out of the corner is better for Nenad, but it was a short run up to the right-hander. Now a bigger straight coming up for Nenad, trying to tuck into that slipstream. A big hairpin coming up, a big braking zone, a possible overtaking opportunity for Nenad. He's going to try and do that. It looks like he's a little bit too far back this time round. Maybe sticking behind him, getting a better exit out of the chicane. Yes, he does. Then the hairpin, the right-hand hairpin coming up. He's going to be able to make a move there. Not really. But wow, what a battle all over the field.
This is Nenad's again. He's like, is this a deja vu of race one? The only difference, of course, is that he's got Nigel there instead, and so he's familiar territory. He's been in this place for many, many laps now, and you know for a fact he did earn that race win in race one. So he's very capable of doing it. He's got more time around. A little bit of a dummy on the outside. That's an interesting one. Usually people dummy it up on the inside, but Nenad's throwing he's pulling out all the aces right now of his box of magic tricks in that DHL car.
Yeah, Nenad has to fight for it once again. 3.5 minutes left, and he's pushing to the maximum. Look at that, because Remo Schneider and Alex Everitt are catching up to this as well. Look at that drive out of the corner. He's going to once again try and do it up the hill. Once again, been blocked, but he's going to try and do it up the inside. But Nigel Stock is placing his car perfectly everywhere.
This is good for Nigel because it's unfamiliar territory, you know, because this is why you love reverse grids. It gives everybody the opportunity to lead races and be in podium positions and stuff like that, even with quicker drivers that are usually quicker, obviously, around you. But hey, the inspiration you have when you're on the lead of a race, you do not want to give it up. And you don't have to give it up.
No one does. No one does.
Regardless of who's behind
Neither
you.
of us would be.
Yeah, you're going to win. And if you can, you got to think, hey, mate, look at this. Just don't look at your watch, of course, as you're driving. But 2 minutes and change to go. All you have to do, Nigel, for 2 minutes and change is to hold off Nenad.
Yeah, just a very extreme explanation of all of that. If Max Verstappen was now behind me, I would not say go past because he was Max Verstappen. It doesn't matter who's behind you.
I would deliberately not let him pass because he's Dutch. It's like you and me for racing, my friend. So yeah, I'm not gonna let you pass. And I love the Dutch. I lived in the Netherlands, but yeah, it doesn't even matter what country anybody is from. I'm gonna let you pass of us, but just more so because it's you and me in the casting box, isn't it, mate? So it's Australia versus the Netherlands, but it's not. It's actually the UK versus Croatia, of course, for the lead of this race. Further back in the field, you got Adam, Stevie, but we'll go back to Nenad trying again. He's done it before, so I guess you just look at your play-by-play tricks, your play-by-play card, and just repeat process, right?
Yeah, maybe Nenad has a book open in his car now, overtaking for dummies. Yeah.
I think they're pretty much past that stage now, mate. They might be like overtaking for experts.
He is writing the book, overtaking for dummies. That's what I meant.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Chris, I get you now. Yeah.
Get information of the driver ahead, which is what we normally see drivers do. Get information. The longer you're so close behind the driver, you can analyze what he's doing. A good exit out of the chicane now. And Nigel Stock moves to defend. But you can analyze the driver. You can see where he's quicker, where he's slower. This is definitely a part where Nenad is quicker. He's going to try it around the outside. He's going to have to go the long way around. That doesn't work this time round. But he's analyzing and analyzing. He's looking where he's quicker than Nigel, and he's going to pounce in, I think, a lap time at least. Now we come on to the start-finish straight once again to start the white flag lap. The last lap of this evening around Donington Park. Nenad Vladislav, can he do it, Biggles?
Well, he has to if he wants to win it. And you no doubt he does. There's lots of other battles going on, of course, too. So unfortunately, we only do have the one camera angle. And, of course, we don't want to be missing that, as a few of the other battles, as you can see in the background there, guys. So keep an eye on that one. But as they're going to be squabbling out for some positions. Alex now sitting in P3, 2 seconds down the road. I don't think he's going to have enough time at all to do anything about Remo, even with his insane pace. But here we go. So this is it.
Outside, which will become the inside for the right-hander here. He's going to have to go the long way around here. Up the inside he goes. Nigel once again defends that perfectly, but now the drive out of the corner will be once again for Nenad Vladislav. He's been on top form this whole evening. It all comes down to this here in race 3, the last lap. The last time we go into this long straight, the last time we go into the straight, leading into the chicane. Nigel Stock with a good exit, trying to keep hold of Nenad Vladislav. Breaks late into the chicane. He's going to try and get a good exit as well, but by breaking late, he compromises his exit. Moving to the inside. Is Nigel Stock, has he run out of fuel? Has he run out of fuel? Then he's passed.
I don't think it's possible to run out of fuel, but he's definitely slowing down big time. Now, that's not a slow down because there's nothing illegal with that. It's actually going to bring Remo into play. Remo might be a little bit too far back, but what just happened?
Anyways, it's Nenad Vladislav now, and given the lead of the race, basically. He's going to round the last corner. He won race 1. Not so good of a race 2, but he's going to come through victorious in race 3 once again. Nenad wins race 3 of the WTCC at Donington Park. Nigel Stock behind him. He was in the lead for the whole race. But yeah, had a slowdown or something. Otherwise, I can't explain why he let him pass. He moved over all the way to the right and just let him pass.
Exactly. There wasn't enough track. He wasn't like, even off the racing line a little bit, you wouldn't lose that much pace. You kind of hope there wasn't some sort of like technical issue, isn't it? Like, you know, your pedals disconnecting or your wheel disconnecting, and that. You know, trust me, it's the law of averages, isn't it, mate? It always happens at the worst possible time.
Yes.
That's just how things work out in motor racing. In the esports world, things just disconnect. Like, we could have disconnected, 5 laps earlier, you'd been fine. But just did it right there. But we don't know, of course. Hopefully, Nigel will tell us out there in the chat. But Nenad doesn't even have to worry about it. And I have to say, my friend, that could very much be driver of the day. But go through those results.
Yeah. Nenad Vladislav in P1. Nigel Stock in P2. Remo Schneider P3. P4 Alex Everitt. Artem Makarov in P5. P6 Norbert Juhasz. P7 Paul Hans. Adam Locke in P8. Steven De Greveleer in P9. My driver of the day. Jurgen M. Peterson in P10. 11th. Anastasios Georgiadis. Anthony Hobbs in P12. 13th. Craig Deakin. 14th. Carl Schmidt. 15th. Ricardo Pessoa Santos. Ian Deeney in P16. Ryan Hand in P17, 18th Fabio Gill, and 19th Fraser Rostens. Who's your driver of the day, Biggles? I already said mine. It's time to say yours.
Who did you say your driver of the day again was?
My driver of the day was Steven De Greveleer.
Steven De Greveleer. That's okay. So we need somebody out there. But Alvio, Nenad, we need somebody else to verify it then, because we're on a 50-50 style, mate. Mine will go to Nenad, I'd have to say, mate, because he had to battle it tooth and nail to get that. And once again, he got the qualifying. So he got the trifecta here. And this is also a bit of a dint in points, of course, in the championship, because look what Alex finished up, P4. Alex did not get a race win at all.
Yeah, true.
This weekend.
But he got a 3rd place when Nenad was down in P10 or P11. So I think at the end of it all, Nenad won race 1. It was Alex P2, so gained a little bit of points. Race 2, he lost quite a lot. And race 3, he gained an average. So I think over the average of the evening, Alex still might have gained, just purely because of his consistency.
So the driver of the day, unfortunately, I just realized we should have done that towards the end. But, all right. So I think, yeah, all right. I'm going to go with you, my friend. So your driver of the day, I'll back you up on that one.
Steven De Greveleer?
Steven De Greveleer. Get the driver of the day from the team here at Crest Autosport. Nobody else shouted anything out there. And it's also as well, too, because Ninad's had a few of those driver of the days, and we always have to switch it over, not just because of that, because like Steven did a fantastic job. Look at those race results. That's race 3, of course. Real quick, we'll show you the race 1. So Stevie finished in P8 there as well in the race 1 results, of course. We have to go actually over real quick there as well too. The qualifying results that he got, and you got to understand that. I think you're right on that driver of the day because look at his qualifying, mate. P14, not a very good qualifying performance, but you don't get points for qualifying. You get points for race results, and that's exactly where he got him. Didn't it? What about race 2? He won it, as you can see.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying he is. Remember, I think he's a Category 3 driver. So for him to win a race and
you're right. Let's have a look.
Finish 8th and 9th.
Yep, there it is. So Pedro Santos. So this is obviously from the previous results in the championship standings. They're not updated at the moment, but you could probably even do the math on that one, couldn't you? Adding up those points that Stevie's get it will definitely propel him to the top of that C3 championship standing. So absolutely fantastic. Go to the 1 standings. Ninad would have taken a few points away from Alex, but Alex still looking pretty strong and almost at an untouchable because Tatara, as we know, unfortunately, the second man in the championship, couldn't race today.
Yeah.
And Remo Schneider, obviously, I would have to say with Norm, probably improved a little bit on that, and you can calculate it because we got those results once again back for race 2. And, of course, race 3, the final race that we just had. Remo Schneider there got a great pole position. Sorry, a podium position. But he had to also say Mr. Stock, wasn't it? I mean, what a drive. I mean, unfortunately did lose it just towards the end there. We still don't know what happened to that driver, remember? Have we got any information? Is it Nigel? I can't remember. Sorry, I really apologize. I can't remember his first name, but the British driver that finished in P2. If you're there, Dan.
Yeah.
If you can shout out and let us know what happened real quickly because we'll have to wrap it up. Yeah, it was like a lift. It was very, very strange.
Yeah. Very weird, but no, I can't find any data on it or something.
All right. Well, of course, we're going to have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
And of course, for a real quick there, of course, we have to thank our sponsors out there. Of course, the Esports Sim, Track Racer, 603 Autosports, Apex Tracks, 3D Wrap, Digital Motorsports, and GP Box, as kindly supported and partnered with our sponsors and partners of Crest Autosports for the World Touring Car Challenge here for round 8 that's finished. And where are we heading to next, my friend? Well, we're still staying in the UK and we're heading to Silverstone.
Yeah. I have to say, I looked at this earlier and I had it in my head, but technically, I have to talk with the Crest Autosport Commission, but because we are not good for global emission.
No?
No. We go to Silverstone 3 times, or 2 times, to Donington Park 2 times, to the Brand Hatch 2 times, but we do not do them like in 2 consecutive weeks.
That's true. But that's the beauty of esports, my friend. We don't have to worry about using all those carbon emissions to fly around to do that. But and you want a bit of a break, of course, because I don't think you really want to go back to back of tracks for all the time, isn't it? It'll get, especially after doing a grueling hour, essentially, of total racing. Yeah. So somebody wanted to ask if we can interview Steven. I think, of course, this is a driver a day, so we will obviously definitely make some time. So if somebody can tag Stevie out there and see if he would like to come and have a quick chat to us.
Did you really just say someone?
Someone down, that was you. I didn't realize. I'm skipping through it. Yes. Why don't you just ask me? You're asking in the chat.
No. yeah, because I asked Steven. I asked him personally on Discord, but he didn't react.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
He's probably not available. Maybe he hasn't seen it, so I thought ask it in the YouTube chat.
That's true, because he was in the chat before, as you can see. because
He
he
said thanks for
uses
the award.
Puma brand shoes, that he wears.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. Stevie, you got to be quick, mate. Get in here and collect your Driver of the Day trophy, and obviously give us a quick chat about your racing. If not, we'll have to see you next week at Silverstone.
To be honest, because I don't think Steven is going to come.
Eh.
He hasn't reacted to anything I said, so I think it's time for us to wrap it up.
Yep, it will be. So, Dan, you can wrap it up. Thank you very much, obviously, for stepping in and doing the casting. Well, I believe it'll probably be you and me, mate, for the final. You might not be here for Silverstone because I believe it might be James, but guess what? You'll probably be here for Brands Hatch.
Yeah. If I don't get sick, I think it will be me for the rest of the season. If I'm correct.
Okay. Excellent. That's fantastic, Dan. So I'll be joining you back again. James is busy anyway. He's always got plenty of casting to do.
Oh, yeah. That man is always busy.
Even after his little vacation, he's back at it. So, yep. Anyway, thank Dan. Wrap it up.
Yeah, once again from everyone, if you haven't done yet, be sure to smash that like button. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Crest Autosport YouTube channel. Put on them bells because you don't want to miss it when we're going to go live for the last 2 rounds of the season. Silverstone and Brands Hatch still coming up for you. But as we always say, once again, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Thanks from the team at JPB. And thanks from the full Crest Autosport community. We hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you out there next week. Bye-bye.